Hey guys, Jeff Kirtbag Carving Mix. Going to do a little application video, show you guys how to properly apply Kirtbag. I've got some mixed up already. I've got a good scratch coat here. This is just a sample board, obviously, but I used lath over some plywood and then put the scratch coat up. And I highly suggest getting one of these. Makes it a lot easier. Get your a good rough surface for the carve coat to stick to. These are nice. Now, if you're spraying it on with a mortar sprayer or a quick spray of some sort, you don't need to do that. The scarifier, so it leaves a pretty rough texture. So, got my scratch coat up. First thing I generally tell people to do is go ahead and just moisten it up pretty good. Now, you know, if you're in outside and it's really hot, you got a pretty decent size project you're doing, just hose it down with the water hose. You know, when you first get there, and soak it a couple times. Make sure it has some moisture in it, and you'll prevent a lot of issues. I've already got some mixed up, ready to go. This is kind of how you want it when it's mixed. I used about 1 3/4 gallons of water, maybe a little shy of that, but somewhere around there to get this consistency where it stands up, you know, kind of. It's just about perfect, I think. So anyway, I got that. Now, I think a good idea when you start applying Kirtbag is to get some out. I got my bucket down here, that's why I'm bending over. Get some out and go ahead and start just slurry a little bit of it in. Work it into the scratch coat real good. Take a little more, because it's a pretty aggressive scratch coat, and if you just start blobbing it on, there's some good lines here that might trap air, and it'll either peel off, fall off, or it'll crack. Air will kind of transfer through, and you'll see a little surface crack. So you don't want to get any air behind it. So I'd say slur. You know, as you go, just slur it in the more aggressive areas of the scratch coat. You know, rub it in a little bit. Just make sure it's packed in there well. You know, and then you can start throwing over the top of that. My sample board's a little wobbly, so you'll have to bear with me. So just throw some up. It'll stick right to that. You know, kind of slurry this in. You know, grab some more. You generally don't have to be this careful. I'm just got a little area here. Slurry a little bit from there. Go ahead and throw it on top of where you slurried. You don't want to get too far ahead slurrying, because it'll dry out. This will end up drying out, and it's really not helping any. You still want it to be moist. Pretty thick. So, you know, now it's pretty much when the timing on when you think you should try. You know, you should probably shape it and trial it right away. Get it closed up. So what I like to do is not really push it too much and not really try and fill it in any certain ways. Just plugging away at it, not flattening it too much, but closing it up, you know. So you want to you don't want to trowel it like crazy. You want all these imperfections and everything to kind of stay in here. So I'd say just initially trowel it. You know, if you're putting on multiple batches, just get it kind of closed up, and then throw on more, or throw on 2 more batches. It allows you the time to be able to do that. Once you have it all up and got where you want it, kind of troweled in a little bit. Kirtbag is just excellent for shaping. You can drag this stuff across this, build it out. You don't have any issues with it. We're going to take a big old hunk and put it on here. I mean, that's probably 4 inches out, I guess, 3.5. But again, you can shape this stuff, and it just stays where where you want it. As long as you don't mess with it too much, keep playing with it, get your shape, pretty quick, and how you like it. And then you're gonna have to just resist from messing with it too much. Okay, guys, it's only been up about a half hour, and it's really cool in here. So I tell people a lot that they want to get on it and start texturing, and with Kirtbag you can wait a little while longer. What I try and tell people is just first kind of touch it and wiggle it a little bit, and if it's wiggling real easy, it's not ready. That's a good first way. And then put your hand on it. If you pull off a lot of moisture, you can kind of see the difference there. Wait, you got time. You don't have to hose it down with liquid release and stuff. Plus, it'll stick to your textures, and it'll just be a mess. So it's worth your time just to let it sit for a little while longer. Again, now you can be putting on more mud on the job, continue the job going, not have to worry about coming back right away and working on this. Sometimes now you may want to texture it a little early on wood's bark or tree and stuff. You can squish it around and kind of push the stamp into it, and it makes it a little more organic, because it's just kind of moving as you're stamping it, so it's not a perfect round thing, So it helps to do it a little earlier on in some applications. So you get your mineral spirits out, you get whatever stamp you like, and hit it. So I'm just going to put it up here. I don't have any mineral spirits or anything, but it'll be all right. I just want to show you, how it takes texture and how good it takes texture. So we'll just throw this on. I'll probably trowel it out, but I just want to show you some things. How this takes texture. So this is one of my favorite tree bark stamps. I don't know how good of a look you can get on it. Hold on a second. One-man band here. Forgive me. All right. So you can see, I mean, that's really good texture, and it's really soft at this point. So in some cases I'd say do it, and if you can get away with it, then do it. That's what you want to call it. And again, get your stamps out. Push it in there pretty good. know, so you can really do some nice fine stuff with that. It takes, you know, whatever's on your stamp, it's going to take the texture. So, and again, this is pretty wet. This is still wet to even be doing it early, for that matter. So you can still tell the texture you're getting. Some good looking stuff, and you're getting a lot of the small detail in it already. So all right. So there you go. You can do it early. Just be careful. The more you mess with it, the more you're jiggling it. You know, it's gravity. It's hanging on to something. So the more you mess with it, it's going to want to fall. So do what you have to do and go away. You've got plenty of time. The stuff's just not going to blow up and get hard on you. It's a process which it goes through, a slow drying process to give you the ability to do the steps you need to do and accomplish your goal. So there you go.